As per research scientist Diana Baumrind, there are mainly 4 styles of parenting: authoritative, authoritarian, permissive, and neglectful. All these parenting styles are based on their level of demandingness and responsiveness. Demandingness is all about having expectations, setting high standards for the kids, and expecting them to follow the rules. On the other hand, responsiveness is about meeting the child's wants and desires. It's being sensitive to their emotional and developmental needs. An authoritative parent is one who is high in both demandingness and responsiveness. This style of parenting involves having a clear set of limits on the child's behavior and the parent's ability to reason and communicate openly with their child. For an example, let's take Arun, who is a 5-year-old boy. Once while playing, he took his friend's toy without asking, which made his friend very upset. When Arun's mother found out about this, she firmly explained to Arun about how his actions were wrong and made him apologize to his friend. You will note here that Arun was made to understand his mistake, but wasn't overly criticized for his behavior. Arun's mom is clearly an authoritative person in this case. A more aggressive type of parent would be an authoritarian parent, who is high in demandingness but low in responsiveness. An example of this would be a parent who demands good grades from their kids but do not support them or give them any recognition when they do well. An authoritarian parent is someone who would enforce their rules without question, no matter what the situation is, and would employ severe consequences if they were not met. So both of these parenting styles are defined by high expectations, but authoritative is more willing to compromise and communicate with their kids. The next 2 styles are about parents who neglect their children in different ways. Permissive parents are highly responsive to their children, but ignore the demanding side of parenting completely. These parents do not discipline their children at all, but are responsive to all their desires and wishes. An example of this would be a parent who buys their children whatever they want. A more extreme version of this would be the neglectful parents who are completely disengaged in both demandingness and responsiveness. These parents are the ones who don't show up to any school functions, ignore their children, and are focused entirely on their own needs. Both of these parenting styles have very negative impacts on their children. House environment plays a very important role in a child's development, which affects their behavior throughout lifetime. Children of authoritative parents are usually capable, self-assured, and popular in their social life. Also, these kids generally perform better in academics too. Authoritarian parents tend to have children who are unhappy, have low self-esteem, and keep to themselves. These kids generally do poorly in school, which is most likely due to an intense pressure from their parents to be successful that often has an opposite effect. The children of permissive parents can do just about anything they want, so they tend to be impulsive and have lower grades in school. Besides, during their teenage years, these children are more likely to experiment heavily with alcohol and drugs. These children have a disregard for rules because their childhood was entirely lacking in boundaries. Children of neglectful parents also tend to perform poorly in school. Due to their fear of abandonment, they have trouble forming relationships with their peers. As youngsters, they are more likely to experience depression and misuse drugs and alcohol. The adverse effects these children experience tends to worsen throughout their lifetime. It is very important to note that even though you might not think about your parenting style on a day-to-day basis, your parenting style has an enormous effect on your child. Authoritative parenting produces the best results in terms of social, academic, and behavioral skills that prepare the child for their future. Some might say, aren't all kids different? Yes, different kids need different parenting practices, but not a different parenting style. It's a spectrum. You can be more warm or less warm, but still warm. You can be more demanding or less demanding, but still demanding. Being warm and having high standard is authoritative, and that's the best parenting style recommended by psychologists. If you really want to be a good parent and drastically improve your parenting skills, follow our channel for awesome parenting tips for today's parents. And before we end this, did you know that early reading is one of the most important skills required for your child's success throughout life? Check out Fun Clue Treasure Hunt game for early readers at www.funclue.com.